Mickey Finn, Part 9. Carla yawned for the 26th time that morning. It was cold in her office, but her eyes felt heavy and her heart even heavier. The second victim hadn't been in touch again, and Carla felt utterly helpless. It's a man's world, and when men wanted to, they could pull rank and close ranks, and women could just fuck off and know their place. There was no point going to the club again to ask the doorman if they knew the worm. Matt would have seen to it that they had a unified silence, a male omerta, to be upheld at all costs, even if it meant that women's lives were ruined. She made a decision. She checked her flexi time, got up and grabbed her bag and went in to see her boss. I know you were meant to give you more notice, but I really need to take this afternoon off. I have the flexi, can I? Her boss looked at her. She must have looked a mess. Sleepless eyes, angry brain. He didn't dare say no. Okay, but in future, blah, blah, blah. Carla stopped listening. Blah, 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 repeated Carla as she walked down the corridor. It's all right for you. You've got a dick. You don't know what it's like. She marched into town, got to the real deal and banged on the door. She waited, stubbing out her fag as she did so. The door opened. She was greeted by a woman about Carla's age. Pretty, no makeup. We're closed. I know, Carla said, thinking, I'm not stupid. I'm here to see Matt. Is he expecting you? No. Then he's not here. Hey, this isn't some police drama. Now let me in. I need to speak to him. But the woman didn't have to let Carla in because Matt had appeared behind her. It's okay, he said to the woman. I meant Wednesday evening, not Thursday afternoon, he said with a smile. We don't need doormen on a Thursday afternoon. He hoped humour would placate the angry woman at the door. Let's go to your office, Carla said with a stern voice and a sterner look. Okay. Matt led the way down the corridor. The place stunk of stale booze and body odour. The downside of the smoking ban. Carla was scared. She was entering the lion's den. Why had she gone there alone? Matt opened the door to a dingy office that was as messy as it was small. It also stank of body odour and wind. He cleared some papers off a chair and invited Carla to sit down. She did. Why are you covering for him? I know he's your brother. Then you know the answer then, Matt said with a smug look on his face. Even though he's raping women? That's what you say, but I don't see any raped women in front of me. If anything, it was you doing the assaulting, wasn't it? I should have called the police. You didn't call the police because you know what that pig was up to. I got lucky, but I have two women who weren't as lucky as me. Turn him over to the police, or I'll make sure you get done as well for covering for him. Listen, love, don't come here with your vague threats and nonsense. You don't know who we are. You don't know who we know. And you certainly don't know what you're getting yourself into. So I suggest you back off. Go back from where you came from and forget this whole thing. Carla laughed. She laughed right in his face. Look at him, some jumped-up prick from Cwmbran who thought running a club in Cardiff made him one of the Cray twins. Or maybe, she said, getting her face close to his, you don't know who you were messing with. How do you think I found out about him? Do you think I would come here alone? Think about it, chum. Maybe it's you who doesn't know what he's getting himself involved with. He tried to keep a straight face, but did Carla notice just a trace of fear behind his steely eyes? She turned and left the smelly office and headed for some fresh air, saying goodbye to the cleaner as she went. She needed a smoke and a coffee. Outside she was shaking so much she could hardly light the damn thing, but she always found a way. She'd called his bluff by bluffing big time herself. But what if he had 4 aces and she only had 8 high? She had to talk Lucy into going to the police.